I think Catholics celebrate Easter because they're so happy that Jesus died. They celebrate the crucifixion, and they probably don't like the Easter Sunday ascending into heaven part too much. Maybe there were books in the crypt where they kept him for 3 days, and he read enough that he ascended. Satanists say they have sex with children, and sometimes adults, if they've sold their souls to the devil, in the butt, but also in the back of the neck. There may be a voltage difference between the different color chords. Like I have gray, like small little stripe chords, like this, and I have white chords. The um, the white chords may be at a lower voltage, so I may have burned out the motor on that one by plugging the gray cord in. It came with the white cord. I don't know. Right. That coffee. Whatever you want. Don't fall. Okay. Excuse me. Mia Farrow says she doesn't hate God as much as she hates me. That it's a woman thing. That I'm gentle and all the things that her public persona is, but I'm also, you know, in love with God. And Mia Farrow didn't have it in her plans for anyone to be in love with God. It won't help. Too far. She looks like an albino, so she's self-conscious about being ugly. But she's had some men in her life. Previn and Woody Allen. I'm not sure what a coup that is. Andre Previn? I forget. He's either a director or a musician. Andre Previn. Oh, Frank Sinatra. I think they were married. Or not. That may have just been a publicity stunt. Oh, let's see. The guy who passes himself off as Ronan Farrow, who's blonde and blue-eyed, says he's related to Brad, a guy I went out with a couple of times at the University of Miami. He was a pretty boy. He was a pretty boy. He was good looking, but he was a little girlish. And he took me to a boat show, which was kind of interesting. And then he wanted to have sex with me after. I don't know if we had wine or not. But anyway, I didn't want to, so I didn't. So apparently that was a big deal. Anyway, Ronan, the guy who passes himself off as Ronan Farrow, who says he's Frank Sinatra's son, is related to Brad from the University of Miami. Not albino-ish. Blonde hair, blue eyes. He was in a frat house. Oh boy. Yeah, it was across, I don't know what street, like the tennis area and the track and field were in my time, um, at the University of Miami. It's not Red Road, I don't think. No, it's not Red Road. You come down Miller, which hits this road perpendicularly. I don't know what it is, but his frat house was like two frat houses down from the corner. The Catholic Church was on the corner, so it would have been the second house toward the. Let's see, Red Road, west, east. It would have been south. There's the Catholic Church, I don't remember the name. Then a frat house, then his frat house. I don't know what the fraternity was called. Could have been Fags United or something. He was a little effeminate, but it wasn't even that I didn't think he cared about me. I didn't want to have sex with him. Maybe he'd allowed himself to get infested with AIDS or something and wanted to pass it off to me. That would have been in 79 or 70, 78, I think. That would have been in 78. It depends on when the government distributed AIDS. You know, they may have done some trial runs. I guess I wasn't the first wave of trial runs for AIDS. I'm not the first wave for survivors either. That happened about 5 years before I had any memories. Well, actually, Michelle Smith and Lawrence Padzer published their book in 80 or 81. So she was probably having memories in his office like 74 or maybe 73. Because, you know, they had made a successful, not conclusion to therapy, but I guess. But they needed probably a year and a half or so to write the book. And they had gone to the Catholic Church for help. And I've heard here in the astral plane that they left the Catholic Church because they recognized evil there. There was no interest in her torture and abuse account. M. Scott Peck, MD, was a devout Catholic. When I read People of the Lie, The Hope for Healing Human Evil, and he left the church and became a Methodist. But anyway, I'm not among the first wave of survivors of ritual abuse and mind control to have memories and come forward. And it took a couple years for the CIA to really crank up their program to deny survivors everything. You know, just deny everything. The Freuds, Freyd, created the False Memory Syndrome Foundation based on accusations by their daughter, who is now a Harvard-educated psychiatrist. And she's written a book on betrayal trauma. Her point is it can be almost any kind of physical trauma, but it's the betrayal in waking life that occurs when a parent, like carries over abuse from the nighttime life to the daytime life. You know, but it's a betrayal. It's a betrayal of trust. And I thought she made a very good point, because, well, when my family started betraying me, I hadn't had any memories of satanic ritual abuse or mind control. But I had concluded that there must have been some severe childhood abuse, because I fell apart in a way that didn't it didn't really make sense, because I felt like an empowered young woman. You know, that I had some say in my destiny. You know, I was a good student and I wanted to be a doctor and all that. But I fell apart like, I don't know. I learned about the pyramid. You know how you have a food pyramid, you've got protein, dairy, blah, blah, blah. There's an emotional health pyramid, and self-actualization is at the peak. And I figured I was a layer or two down from that. But that at the bottom of all of it is a sense of security from infancy and childhood. But infancy is very important. You know, being nurtured as an infant is very important. So I thought, well, you know what? I had all this higher thinking and higher motivation and activity and stuff like that. But I didn't have anything underneath it. I didn't have security from infancy or any happy memories to draw on from being a toddler or anything that were human. The spiritual world, the other realm, intervened for me once, and that was a very happy memory. Very happy. It was the happiest I'd been in my life. Donna Jean Wachmer Landsberg says it's very important for a Catholic who is torturing infants and children to be very perfect in waking life on the outside. And they need to follow, in waking life, they need to follow every single thing the Roman Catholic Church says. In this way, they provide cover for their underground activity as Satanists and government mind controllers of children through trauma, what do you call it? Trauma something. Anyway. Eleanor Longdon, Longdon. I saw her on TED Talks. She wrote a book, Talking to the Voices in My Head. That was her book. And one of my favorite lines from, I don't know if it was that book or one of the others, she wrote another one, was, instead of looking at you when you fall apart at a certain age, and, they kind of have schizophrenia as a trap for the children of God. Because if you think you have biblical significance or are a spiritually significant person in the universe, that's the definition of schizophrenia. It's, thinking you're Jesus, or whatever they would say for females, or thinking you're a Mrs. Jesus. That's the definition. It's a preoccupation with the concepts of good and evil, and thinking that you have spiritual importance or biblical importance. And when I recognized pure evil in Donna Jean Wachmer Landsberg, I did have a preoccupation with the concepts of good and evil. But they define schizophrenia as those things. So it's an automatic trap for anybody who's trying to figure out what's going on in the world for real. And I thought, if Jesus was here on earth in our time, he would be sleeping on a park bench. Because Jesus is apparently sensitive and intelligent, and those are things the world simply cannot tolerate. Sensitivity and intelligence. But I met the man who had been Jesus in another life, 2,000 years ago. And he was the manager of a bookstore. And he and his wife, she worked too, but they lived in a nice house on the east side, a nice medium-sized house on the east side. The east side of town, Fond du Lac is divided into east and west, If you're on the east side, you're doing well. If you're on the west side, you're just so much trash. I thought he was remarkably successful for a man who had been Jesus in a previous life. I don't know. I was very impressed with him anyway. And I think being the manager of a bookstore is a fairly impressive position. Because bookstores are in a category by themselves, Libraries used to be in that category for me, but Karen Slachta and the girls I worked with at the Peckville Public Library ass raped me pretty hard. So I didn't really like visiting libraries anymore, which is very hard for me. But thank God Richard Anning Jr. taught me how to navigate on the internet in 1997. And then I found have.com, half.com, have.com, where they had just about every kind of book you could want at a very reduced price. And I got a lot of my reading material from half.com. But that was intolerable. Somebody bought half.com. I think it was Jeff Bezos. And now Amazon Books, well, no, I like Thrift Books. THRIFTBOOKS. Thriftbooks.com. They're a little pricier than half.com, like double. You could get a good book at half.com for under $3. And at Thrift, it's under 5 or 6. But still, their sellers are respectable. I've not had trouble with any transaction at all. God says He and I are the ones who set the megatrends for society. If there was something we valued, these Fortune 50 companies would come in and gobble it up and make sure nobody had access to what we found had value. And apparently, you, Paul, kept a journal too or something. And apparently it was stolen and movies were made from its concepts and blah blah blah. They didn't mind having us alive for a while, because we were good fodder for movie plots and stuff. And books. I would have to say Emerson became my favorite. Ralph Waldo Emerson. He seems like a very spiritual man with very practical and universal concepts in his essays. I think I read them all. He was a minister. I think he was a Christian minister. And I didn't like preachy stuff. So I think I skipped some of his sermons. Because some of the chapters in his books are sermons. You know, he has sermons, essays, poems. I don't know if he has any fiction or short stories, fiction at all. But I loved the book Self-Reliance. I really loved it. I had a nice hardback Harvard Classics volume that had a lot of his writings in it, and I had to leave that behind at 130 Forest Avenue. I could only take with me the things I could carry in a little old lady wire grocery cart, that I pushed along. And I assembled it well, and all that, and even so, Satan has cracked their worthless souls, and they took a wheel off. So when I was finally homeless, I had to push this damn thing on 3 wheels. Seriously, it was such a joy to have real heirs and heiresses, um, wealthy families' children, to abduct them, to torture them, to give them new identities, and never let them know that they were either from one, a wealthy family, or two, spiritually important people. Oh. But I've had such problems with my neck in my life. I guess they've broken it over and over and over again. But I'm seeing a chiropractor on April 12th. And I'm hoping this will be a good one who'll do a full body x-ray. When I went to Douglas Messina, he didn't do the head and neck. He just did the torso. X-rays. Satanists vouch not only for what they have said as individuals here in the astral plane in these last any number of millions of years, but anything any other Satanist says. They all vouch for it because they are a spiritual family. They have certain principles in common. They hate God and the Holy Spirit of God and will do anything in the world to torture them to end their souls. Everybody knows how this ends. Satanists are off, being tortured eternally without anybody knowing anything about it. Except there's probably going to be some really loud screaming at first. But I think I'm going to enjoy that. Because they've been so happy and jumping around and dancing and all this kind of stuff. Claiming victory about everything. I'll be myself again. God will come visit me in the astral plane. Maybe, come back into my body like he did before. Well, my mind. I guess my whole self. And he'll guide me and he'll be with me. And then we'll meet somehow. We'll pass each other on the street or see each other in the grocery store or something. God's going to make it a basis, I think. He may not. The Bible says, to me, you will know as fully as you are known. So it may be that we're just going to make me as knowing about him and me as he is. That I will know as fully as I am known. Excuse me. So I'm not really sure. But God said, don't forget, stop on a dime and turn around. We could suddenly and abruptly. The Bible says about evil people, Satanists, suddenly, irretrievably, their fall will come. Now, I do believe that happened once when I was living with my son in his house on Lincoln Avenue. Just in front of my eyes in the astral plane, it was like several tall buildings collapsed in on what do you call it? A sinkhole. They just collapsed in. And I knew they weren't going to get up again. But they've just screamed and bitched a lot since that happened. Trying to regain, to them, an enjoyable past. So, this could happen again. I mean, this turn on a dime and walk away. I don't know if it's God's agenda or if it's just happened this way, but Satan has become very attached to me, emotionally. And that's what Dino did to me. He got me very attached to him by torturing God for godlight to have on him so I would fall in love with him, and I did. Should just walk away. I'll never forget the phone call I got sometime after we broke up. I've been crying in my room night after night after night after night. Quietly, though. Very quietly, with my door shut. Not locked, apparently. Anyway, after about 3 weeks, I came out of my room once. And Donna says, you seem to have achieved a deep peace. Like you are spiritual. And, I guess I hadn't been aware of it. But I had cried so much. Not long after that, I started observing, the strange things in my surroundings. What am I gonna eat? I don't mind doing that. Do that. Macadamia nuts and popcorn. Oh, it's soda. Macadamia nuts really suit me. I get a 9-ounce bag from Amazon for about $12, but they are available on EBT cards. So I don't know how many times I've paid for them with cash, but I can buy them with my EBT card. God seems to be saying that the only thing that's stopping me from being free, the two things, are Donna Jean Vochmer Landsberg and Richard Hanning Jr. Because they desperately need my approval. But, the cutoff on both of them, but especially Donna Jean Vochmer Landsberg, is complete. But Richard Hanning Jr., the whole 18 years was fake. I wasn't bonded to him on an emotional or spiritual level, but I was financially dependent on him, and so was our son. He was cold-hearted, and that was more tolerable than if he'd been all mushy. Well, I don't know why I would give them my approval, but apparently they're motivated to torture everyone to stay around until they get my approval or a nod of, oh, you're forgiven or something. It's like, no. I don't remember hearing a convincing enough apology from Donna Jean Vochmer Landsberg to begin the process or the possibility of forgiving her, even though I know God never will. What Donna Jean Vochmer Landsberg and Richard Hanning Jr., God says, are the reasons I have so much trouble walking. Richard Henning Jr. put something like chicken wire to take the marrow out of my shins. And Donna may have smashed me with the baseball bat, smashed my knees backwards instead of it being hairy. God says Donna Jean Bachmer Landsberg is responsible for my knees being smashed backwards with a baseball bat. There's so many people who broke my neck. I don't even think you can make a list. Mostly with my head hanging over the toilet when I was little, slamming the toilet seat on my head till my neck broke. I guess they'd slam it till they heard a crack. I didn't know my neck had been broken until recently. I would say in the last year. I did have a prominent protrusion, you know, at the back of my head, neck, you know, where my neck meets my shoulders in the center. I probably noticed it in my senior class picture at Killian Senior High, Miami. It turns out I didn't frost my hair right. I had long hair, and I did a frosting on it, and I didn't do it right. I don't remember it saying, oh, God says the Dudas and maybe some others changed the instructions. I didn't see that you were supposed to rinse your hair after maybe 30 minutes in water, and that's what softens your hair, takes the frosting off, and you can pull the little cap with little holes in it through. So I left it on for 4 or 5 hours trying to figure out what to do. And it ruined my hair. My long hair, I would just pull, and it just kind of melted. You know, it was like pulling melted metal. It just pulled apart. So I had a short haircut, and my hair was very blonde. And they had us, or God had them. They gave us all like a black drape to wear and a yellow rose, all us girls. And they had us in this, where we're looking back. So it's a 3/4 picture. And I may have noticed the lump in my neck at that time. You know, the little hump. So, I don't know. No, man. I don't remember. Oh, these. see what my EBT balance is. Because I may be able to get tea bags after all.
Welcome to the State of Wisconsin Food Share Customer Service Line. Para español, marque dos. Please say or enter your 16-digit Quest card number. Or if you need a moment to find it, say, hold on a minute. If your card is missing,
5077 0850 4336 1433.
Got it. This card is active and the PIN is set. Your food share balance is $10.65. To hear that again, say, repeat that. If you're done, feel free to hang up. And to go to the main menu.
375 or 6. Yeah. So Alea can, if she will, she can walk to Dollar General and get 3 boxes of the cheap tea bags. The next ones up are $2. These are $1.25 a box, and they're perfectly good. I really do like Earl Grey though. It's very fragrant and aromatic, and it adds a lot to tea. So I ordered some Earl Grey. And just one bag with maybe 4 doubles, because these are tagless, 2 attached to each other, and I'll use like 3 or 4 doubles with one of the Earl Greys, and it makes a good tea mixture. But I just don't notice much difference between like these tagless and a Lipton or anything. I just don't notice much difference. Hi, I'm just calling to see if you're open and how late you're open.
We're open our normal hours to be till 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay, thank you. Bye bye.
Yep.
I'm sleepy, but I think I'll wait till Leia gets here. Maybe I'll nap while she's here. She can just hang out on the porch or something. She seems to like that. She likes to go out there and talk on the phone. My place is small. There's not entirely a lot for her to do here. She's kept up with things. She does the daily dishes, and she takes out the trash, and she vacuums 2 or 3 times a week. She may start cooking more for me. I don't know how much of a cook she is. Oh, that may be it. It's okay. I think there's a long one. Let me see. There's one that went like 3 hours, and I don't know if I've uploaded it or not. had started it. So, hold on one sec. I thought I had started. I guess I just got yak and I didn't. There's a part of me that thinks, gosh, a lot of this stuff isn't very interesting that I say. Because it's been part of my life for so long that I just kind of figure everybody already knows about it, but that may not be true. It's like one of those things in life you take for granted after a while. I've been making colloidal silver since 1999. So that's 22 years. I learned how to make it when I lived in Louisiana with my son. We lived in St. Rose, Louisiana. And a woman had posted about colloidal silver. I was really interested. I don't know if I even knew what it was when she posted about it. She posted about it to the control list, CTRL, Conspiracy Theory Research List. And she said you can make it yourself. Maybe I had heard of it. I know that I saw it for sale once and it was so expensive. I wanted to buy some and eventually I did. I paid about $16 for probably 4 ounces. But I didn't take it much because, I was afraid to use it. It was so expensive. Anyway, so I must have known about it. But anyway, she said you can make your own. I thought, whoa. I think I emailed her privately and asked her, but I'm not sure. Somehow I got referred to the silver list. It was all lowercase silver_list. And it was run by a guy named Mike. And it's like everything you want to know about colloidal silver I learned on that list. Make it at home, how you make it, you need 0.999 pure silver. Like quarters and sterling silver jewelry. I don't know quarters how much silver's in them. But sterling silver jewelry is 0.925. So it's 0.925 pure silver and the rest are alloys. So I was told that you need 0.999 purity, which is 99.9% pure silver and 1% who knows. So I found this shop. I lived in Louisiana. I found this shop, like a hobby shop. They sold hobby stuff and they sold silver and some stones. And they said they had 0.999 silver wire, so I arranged to go pick it up one day, and that's what it was. It was kind of a hard wire. It depends on how they mill it or something. They can make 0.999 very soft, or they can make it hard. I don't know much about the process of, making silver soft or hard, but and I went to Radio Shack and bought alligator clips, the little alligator clips. Men know what they are. And stereo wire. You want doubled wire because you split it a little. They're coated. One is usually red and one is usually black. You take stereo wire or any doubled wire and you split it. And you get 4 9-volt batteries or 3. Right now I'm using just 3 to make my colloidal silver more slowly at a lower voltage. And you feed the stereo wire, you strip the end, maybe half an inch. so the copper is exposed. And you feed it through the alligator clip and then just press it down. You'll be able to see how it's done. They probably have videos of how to do it on YouTube or Vimeo or something. And you put your 3 9-volt batteries or 4 9-volt batteries together. They fit together like a puzzle. You put the small part of the 2 holes into the large part of another battery. And there's a positive and a negative exposed, and that's what you clip your positive and your negative, your alligator clips to. By distilled water, it's the best. If you have good quality drinking water, tap water, you can use it, but distilled water is the best. And right now I have .999 silver coins that I got from Golden State Mint online. Their Buffalo coins are less expensive than their other .999 silver coins. And I clipped the alligator clip to one coin and let it hang with the wire over the edge of a cup, and the other one with another coin hanging over the edge of the cup. They're each attached to opposite poles of the battery. So your wire needs to be about 8 inches long, depending on the size of your cup, the height of your cup. So the low voltage transfers to the silver. It's suspended in distilled water, and there's a voltage and a current between the 2 coins. And that's what shaves off ions of silver into the water. I didn't understand why it was safe to use a metal as an alternative health product, but I came to understand that there's another word that begins with an M. That, it's just like nutrients in plants, they're ions. And that mushrooms are high in silver. And I love mushrooms. So if you crave mushrooms and you love mushrooms, your body might be looking for silver. And when I was in Louisiana, I started out with a very small amount. I made maybe 8 ounces in a glass, maybe 16, I don't remember. But I just took 1 teaspoon in the morning and 1 at night. And they warned people on the silver list to watch out for a Herxheimer reaction. That's what it's called. When you take a little silver, it kills bacteria in your body, and the bacteria leave byproducts. When the bacteria is dead, you have the rest of the cell to eliminate from your body. And if you kill off bacteria in your body too quickly, you can get kind of sick. You can feel really crappy. It's called a Herxheimer, Herxheimer, Herxheimer reaction. And with just 2 teaspoons, a teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon at night, I started to feel icky from a Herxheimer reaction. I thought, geez, I didn't know I had so much bacteria, or I don't know if you get Herx from a virus. Viruses are smaller than bacteria, so if you kill a virus, I don't know if you would get a Herxheimer, because I don't know if there's much left over after the virus is killed by the silver, for your body to eliminate. But I think I had just so much bacteria in my body. I may have cut down to just 1 teaspoon a day for a couple of days until I felt better. And I did that for 2 or 3 weeks. And then I started increasing my dose when I didn't feel all that icky. But, people on the silver list were drinking 8 ounces a day because their bodies, they had taken it probably slowly at first. So I actually had a Herxheimer reaction with 2 teaspoons a day. So you want to test and see where your body's at. Try 1 teaspoon a day or 2 teaspoons a day. And if you start to feel icky, your body's killing the bacteria too quickly. You need more time to process the waste products of it out. You know, what's left over from the bacteria. So, I just read the Silver List. I learned so many interesting things. There is at least one alternative health clinic. There was one man who posted about things that they were doing. They were actually doing progressive, current day research. You know, like I remember reading that they had some very old people who couldn't fight off certain pneumonia. You know, they just couldn't fight it off. And he wrote that they found that if they put a little DMSO in with a colloidal silver in a nebulizer, I think it was. What asthmatics will have a nebulizer. You put medicine, I think, in a cup. You put a little medicine in a cup, and then steam runs through it, and so the steam carries the medicine, and you inhale the air from the nebulizer. They're about that big. I believe he said it was a nebulizer they used with colloidal silver, because the colloidal silver alone wasn't taking entire care of the pneumonia. But they put in a small amount of DMSO with the colloidal silver, and that was it. These elderly people who probably had very weak immune systems or something and couldn't fight this pneumonia, that was it. It cleared it up for them. I just thought that was fascinating. And how empowering. You know, to have something like that you can make at home. I don't know, I just found it very empowering. I read all kinds of stuff on the Silver List. I read that it takes care of Lyme disease. Many people said they had Lyme disease and it took care of it. There are some theories that cancer is a virus. And colloidal silver does kill viruses. Bacteria, viruses, mold, fungus. So, I don't know if someone's been entirely cured with cancer using colloidal silver and DMSO, but some people mention cancer. MSM, Miracle Mineral Solution, MMS. Oh shoot, it's MMS, not MSM. MSM is kind of a weaker form of DMSO. It's MMS, Miracle Mineral Solution. Jim Humble, Humble, has a website. I read many testimonials of people that say it cured their cancer. It detoxes the body like of everything. I used it for, I forget what the protocol was, 6 weeks. As close as I could with the protocol. A little bit of MSM mixed with a little bit of citric acid. You know, you can buy little bottles of each, it's all prepared. You just mix them in the bottom of a cup, add some water, and drink it. You're supposed to drink, they give you a protocol on his website, and he has a book. You drink a certain amount to start with, and every hour for 8 hours for 6 weeks. I stuck fairly close to it. I didn't get to do it every hour some days. And I'd had this horrible, horrible pain in my shins whenever I walked. I mean, it was just horrible. I'd never heard of anybody having pain in their shins. And, you know, the nurse practitioner I was seeing said it was arthritis, or she guessed it was arthritis. She recommended chondroitin, glucosamine and chondroitin. And it didn't help that much. It helped a little bit. But then I bought glucosamine and chondroitin with MSM. I don't know what MSM stands for, but it's like a version of DMSO, which is the powerful industrial solvent, and that helped more. But when I started on the MMS, Miracle Mineral Solution, Jim Humble's stuff, I bought mine from Amazon. It wasn't actually from Jim Humble's website. I did the protocol as closely as I could, and the pain in my shins went away. So there must have been bacteria or virus in my shins from whatever Richard Henning Jr. had done to me using chicken wire-like wires to draw the marrow out of the bones of my shins. I don't know. I don't know all the particulars. God knows. God knows the science of everything they did to me. But MMS really helped. It really helped. It was so painful to walk. My shins would hurt when I walked. You know, that had never happened before, and I'd never heard of that happening to anyone. So arthritis is in the joints. It's not in the shins. So what the MMS took care of is something other than arthritis. Though it may have helped my arthritis too. I'm going to check on the other one and then I'll upload this one soon. Checking. It's pretty good. Well, Direct Express said I could use my card to make purchases, so I tried to repurchase one of my Amazons. Wow, it worked. So far it worked. So I'll try it on my other purchase. Okay. I bought the most beautiful, I'll show you, eyeshadow. God likes blue eyeshadow on me. I like black eyeliner, but blue eyeshadow adds something. It's a L'Oreal product, and the color is Endless Sea. And it's a mix of powder and cream eyeshadow, so it has long-lasting staying power. So I'll probably put a little, after I put my black liner on, I'll probably put a thin line of this on, you know, to highlight my eyes in blue, and maybe a little on my lid. Look at that color. I just think it's beautiful. It costs $6.49 on Amazon. Oopsie. So I'll go back. So far, so good. I bought some nice drinking glasses. They're just kind of pretty. I like glass for a lot of things, not everything. They're kind of pretty. Set of 6 for Maybe I'm confused. I thought they were $11.99. Maybe I'm confused with something I tried to buy on Walmart. They were $21.76 for a set of 6. The glasses I had in my cart at Walmart were $11.90 something. I don't know, $10? Let's see. Kind of pretty. Well, I think I'll keep them. And I have a color of Revlon lipstick that I like. It's a lustrous lipstick. I think that's what they call it. Which means it's just got a texture that I really like. It moisturizes my lips. It's Revlon Super Lustrous Lipstick with vitamin E and avocado oil. Pearl lipstick in purple. It's number 457 Wild Orchid. And it was $4.97. I bought 2. I have some. Not sure where it is right now. I have one left that I've about halfway used. But this color, it's contrasting more than the pink. So it looks good. And I'll see if there's anything at Walmart I still want. Yeah, the drinking glasses, it was an 8-piece set. Shit. That is pretty. That's very pretty. Oh my god. They sure are pretty. I think I'll just stick with what I got. I have to look. A set of 8 for $10 left is less. It's kind of tempting. I don't know if I know the ounces in this. It does look a little different. Here's 16 ounces. $8. And I saved $10, so I might just go ahead and do that. Put these in my cart at Walmart and see if I can cancel the other ones. Save for later, $94. Pretty. I love these poacher machines. They're so easy to use. I might move that to my cart. I'm saving $10 if I cancel the Amazon order. So I'll really just be paying $4.99 for the poacher machine. It's just a machine. You fill the bottom with water, you put your eggs in, you put the lid on and turn it on, and it buzzes when the eggs are hard boiled. So you don't have to sit with a timer or watching, your boiling water. Okay, so I canceled. The $21 glassware set of 6 for $21.76. And I'll see if my card will work at Walmart. I get a set of 8 glasses for $11 something. For $14.99, I don't know. 15, That's more wild orchid. I might like to get that. I think it's not enough. Oh, I get free delivery. So I get another palette of eyeshadow. Pretty color. Did I get my color? Let's see. So my egg cooker will arrive on the 14th. Tuesday, Wednesday. Please, Mom. Now, okay, I should be able to get this stuff. Saying it's don't let me have the egg cooker. I need a lot of protein. I got it. It was approved. So I saved $10 on the glassware. So that means I just ended up paying $4.99 for the egg cooker. Because it's $10 I saved. Thank you, God, for clearing that up. I think Paul will be happy that I got an egg cooker. So I don't have to wait 48 hours after all. Oh. And I can send Alea to the Dollar General with my credit card too, and she can get toilet paper. I was just going to use Kleenex for the next couple of days. But I'm excited about the egg cooker. I'll definitely use it. A 7-egg capacity. That's good. Oh, good, good, good. I'll see what kind of... Family Hearth, I'm sorry, Family Dollar has the best toilet paper. I think it's called Home and Hearth. It's Home and something. But it lasts forever. Like a 12-pack for $10. It lasts forever. Like Charmin and stuff, it doesn't last at all. best news I got today because I want to play my CDs. I've got Godspell and I own a Book of Kells. So I tried to get a portable CD player. They're pretty expensive to find a good one. So I ordered one yesterday well, I put it in my cart at least. No, I ordered it and then changed my mind and canceled it. A little expensive. And then I looked up DVD players and I got a really good one for $24.99. I really love the organ. Rose Stephan says she's very important, but they all say that about themselves. So she's very wealthy. Rose says she read on my webpage that, about Patty Vasile Kirsch, that Patty cried a lot, and that I trust people who cry a lot. So, the first 18 zillion times Rose Stephan came to AA, she cried like a baby. Didn't make me feel anything, really. And then she gave a speech, like you do in AA. You give your story to people at different events. And this was a Sunday morning breakfast at the Ramada before it became the Retlaw. It was once a month, different groups would sponsor it, and each group would have a speaker. So she was speaker at a group, and her husband, Jerry Stephan, was sitting there in the audience, and all she did was talk about her first husband, and how he betrayed her, and how it hurt her, and even after all these years, I don't know how many years it have been more than 10 years, maybe 20, since they'd broken up. And I thought, if you feel that way, that's one thing, but Jesus, what about Jerry? He's sitting in the audience hearing you cry over your ex. I just thought it was inappropriate of Rose with Jerry in the audience to express all that deep, gushing, crying emotion stuff about another man. I think Rose thought Jerry was very rich. He's probably not very rich anymore. Rose and Jerry were here together, and I expressed to Rose what I felt about her first speech about all her ex-husband, with Jerry in the audience. And Jerry piped in and said we played it wrong. They shouldn't have had Jerry in the audience or something. They played it wrong. So. Anyway, Rose wasn't important to me, really. I thought she was a little princessy. There's nothing wrong with being pampered, but it's a certain attitude a woman can get. Like, I'm more loved than anyone else, and I'm more pampered than anyone else, and stuff like that. It didn't appeal to me. I like Jerry, though. He was like real people. Let's see. How's that? I don't know why Rose would think she's so important. I used to hang out with a group consisting of Marvin, Brian O'Brien, I don't know. They'd watch the Super Bowl together every year, plus other things. And I stopped being invited. I didn't know why, but I didn't really enjoy those get-togethers that much, so it wasn't terrible. Marvin was a little weird. Lecherous toward every pretty woman he saw. He was pretty much a gentleman with me. Except one time I just had this sense that he was going to cross the line with me. He had had knee surgery and I was helping him at his house a little. Just once, I think. I thought he was going to cross the line. But he didn't. I think he thought about it. But he didn't. I don't know, whatever. I would have just walked out, I guess. But he was a little lecherous toward like waitresses and stuff. Ouchie, ouchie. I don't really want to say what I thought Marvin was going to propose to me. Propose, like, something for me to do. I don't really want to say. He was affirmative, that is what he was going to ask me. But I don't know. I don't know what he thought he was reading in my eyes or in my face or in my what, but he would even consider asking me that. I don't remember ever being overly eager to please anyone. Satanists assume that I'm eager to please, but I may have been that way a little when I was young, like a kid. I haven't been that way in a long time. I don't have anything to sell to anybody. You know, I can be myself, and if a person doesn't like me, that's okay. I'm very good at being alone, reading and stuff. So, well, aside from Satanists, I can't imagine anyone trying to get through life without God in their life. Satanists say they'll accept an infinite amount of torture for an infinite number of eternities if they have misled me or lied to me about anything. Affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, affirm, reaffirm, to the power of an infinite number of infinities. Except Groucho Marx. Apollo's showing me a fake nose. You know, Groucho Marx used to wear a fake nose, or there were Groucho Marx masks in the stores, especially on Halloween or something. I don't know anything about Groucho. I don't remember the other one's name. No. He was blonde, curly haired blonde. Right? Dumbo or Gumbo. But they're way before my time. Let's see if that long one is ready. I may get a chance to read soon. I haven't been able to do that in a long time. I can't even imagine exploring other worlds. I would just get stuck on a planet for years and years, trying to learn about stuff. I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna stop recording and upload this one. It's almost 2 hours long.